Hello, my very dear Taurus. I'm going to start this by calling you a magical manifester. And I'm going to tell you what the guides were giving me as we started this. Are you coming up? The song was On the Sunny Side of the Street. And the feeling that I'm getting with this is, Taurus, if there's ever been a time when it's valuable for you to stand back and open your mind to possibilities, now's the time. And I want to say this specifically because what I'm feeling from Spirit as I'm speaking to you right now is encouragement for you to realize how profoundly you do manifest and how easily you do manifest. And I know for some of you it won't feel like that because you have worked really, really hard in a lot of different ways to create what you've created. But what you realize is, in spite of your hard work, if you look at it, many of you have had synchronicities happen where the right person at the right time at the right thing. And if you look back at the delays that have happened, the delays have happened for a reason. That's all been a part of the whole process. But what I'm feeling right now is, okay, the song On the Sunny Side of the Street, it's an old song from my dad's time. And I would say the key words here are grab your coat and grab your hat, leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. And then it goes on about having been blue and all of that, but I don't see it as about blue. What I see it as about is that the work and the dedication and the commitment to getting something done and to work through something, to work through the process of completing something, whether it's in business or personal evolution, the work has been done. You've done a lot of work and you are now at a frequency where you can manifest really quickly. The one thing that can stop a Taurus, well, there are a few things, but I would say the main thing is there are certain times when you put a ceiling on yourself. And you put a ceiling on yourself by stopping to dream, by stopping to imagine, by forgetting that there is magic afoot, that the creative energy, the divine energy, the manifestation energy, the energy of all possibility, because that is it. It's the unified field of all possibility out of which we draw and create and manifest. Sometimes you forget what an integrated part of that you are, and your imagination is, Taurus. You've got great imagination, Taurus. You couldn't create the things that you create if you didn't have a really rich imagination. So what Spirit is really saying, and I'm getting shivers as I say this, you've got grace on your side. You can let go of worrying about, and that's the feeling. I think some of you are already doing this. It's almost as though now you've allowed yourself to sit back and take stock of where you are, where you might want to go, without feeling as though you need to have a structure around it. That sense of lifting yourself out of your mental constructs. And I don't mean that in a critical way, but it's just, we all have certain mental constructs, certain structures within our mind through which we perceive the world and act. And it's part of our ego structure, it's part of our personality, but it's also then how we apply ourselves in the world and how we apply ourselves very often to growth and to new ideas. And it can be with a little bit more of that linear attitude, steps, the logical step, the logical progression of steps. What you're being asked to do is let go of feeling as though you need that. Allow yourself to move into an attitude of play, which is about spontaneity. Sometimes Taurus is not always good with spontaneity because there is that sense of habitual behavior, patterns of living that are comfortable, that feel secure, that earth signs naturally gravitate towards. But you are being asked here, and here you go again. You're being asked to choose, to start experimenting. I love this. I love this for you. Okay, the choice muscle. This card is a really, really simple little thing to do, but it's talking about using an exercise to open up your mind to the reality that you can choose. Because what's choice? Choice is power, and choice is actually how we end up manifesting our life. So choose. Today, exercise your choice muscle whenever you have the option to make a choice. Pick. No saying you choose or whatever you prefer. Choose knowing that you can always change your mind. Does it feel good? Is it awkward? Notice your feelings and people's reactions. You can even challenge other people who choose first. So you can challenge yourself too. It can be such a simple thing. It can be, is it going to feel good for me to finish these next 3 videos and be on track? Or is it good for me? And when I say good, feeling good, is it good for me to take this sudden invitation to go and see this artist's gallery that is out in the woods somewhere? It's just like, yeah, you know what? It feels like that would be pleasantly spontaneous for me, and that would open up a whole other view of where I live and who's here and what's there. It expanded my world in many ways because of her stories and because of the location, the beauty of it, just the whole situation. It was a simple, quick decision that I made based on it felt like it would really be fun to do that. Now, what if I look at my life and I say, well, okay, I'd like more of that energy in my life. I'd like to still remain, consistent in the things that are important to me and maintain whatever I want to maintain. And I would like now to be able to see my life from a bigger picture, through a bigger lens, as opposed to this way. I want it to be this way now. I want to be aware of new horizons. I want to be aware of possibilities. I want to know that every day when I wake up, there's a possibility for miracles, for magic, for delight. That there's always that possibility. So Taurus, what I feel like this is a really good little exercise to do with yourself. If you have felt like you're kind of in a rut, or even if you're just ticking along and this video wakes something up for you, take a chance. And because you got the play card, I say really specifically about things that are designed to be fun and lighthearted and spontaneous. It's just taking off some of the shoulds that we have put on ourselves that we don't necessarily need. So experiment with choices and understand that you've got the grace card here. And as soon as the grace card comes in, that for me says Spirit is really supporting you in whatever you do. That Spirit is going to hold you in place. And specifically when you are looking at doing something based on feeling light, feeling spontaneous, because that's when Spirit talks to you, when you're light, when you're open. That it's not just about playing and being silly for the heck of it, because it feels good, although that is it. It's that it is a high vibration, and when you open yourself up to spontaneity, to play, it's literally like opening the valves to your higher conscious existence and to your and then the card that falls out of all of those, it's intuition and play. So that's playing with your intuition. And in this particular case, what it means is, and there's use your senses. And in this case, what it means is, in connection to these other cards, what it's really talking about is play with your intuition, play with the idea. And again, remind yourself every day, you are in connection with this unified field of all possibility. So what would you like? This is your time, my very dear friends, to allow yourself to really, really notice where the box is, where the edges of the box are that you have created for yourself, the edges of the structure, and where would you like to go beyond? And what would that look like? And can you allow, quantum leap of faith? There you go. Listen, guys, You've got grace, you've got play, you've got choose, you've got intuition and play, you've got quantum leap of faith along with grace. This is really saying, listen, and this is perfect, beyond logical expectation, beyond the linear projections of our minds, which is what I was talking about with Taurus, there is a place of free fall. Here you trust that what feels like leaping into the unknown void is really sailing on the winds of the infinite, unlimited benevolence, which will guide you wisely to your best and most graceful landing. Well, isn't that wonderful? So basically what this is saying is let yourself dream. Let yourself really take into account what might delight you. And the truth is, you may not even know what it is that's going to delight you. But how about if you start your day saying, I'd like a day of happy miracles, right? There is a place of surrender in which we allow ourselves to go with the flow of life rather than trying to create a channel for ourselves and another structure that we just slide into and then get comfortable with. This surrender thing for me is about allowing flow to happen, not going into resistance with the possibility of change, and really just sitting back, staying connected to the flow of life. It's not giving up. Giving up is a wall. This is about surrendering into the flow of life and seeing where it's going to take you and maintaining an attitude of play. Maintaining an attitude of, I get to choose, right? You don't have to do anything you don't want. I could have said no to going to the artist studio and I would have been fine. But what I wanted was new experiences to open my world up more to me. You're also getting the discipline card. And I think this is really, really great because for me, when I look at discipline, I can look at discipline. Discipline can be something that is forcing me to do something or forcing me to stop something, or it can be an attitude that supports me in feeling better. It doesn't have to be an actual thing that I do or don't do. It can be the way I think. And what I think this is also really allowing you to do is, this may be tough, but can you allow yourself to be less disciplined with how you think? What does that mean? That means for some people, it will be allowing themselves to not try to anticipate the future before they make a decision about something now, something simple. For some people, it's going to be, again, choosing not to analyze everything, but going on a feeling. Can it be choosing to say, you know what? I know in the past I have been driven by the need to work, by the idea that work is good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge that belief. I'm going to discipline myself and I'm going to challenge that belief. So whenever I check into my choices, and this is where choice is important, wherever I check into my choices, I'm going to get into the feeling behind that and say, is this coming out of the old way of working, the old energy of should, must, or is it coming out of do I want to or do I not want to? Okay, so listen, Taurus, I think this is a beautiful, beautiful reading. And I don't remember now you get the grief card too, and that's the second time it came up. I put it back in the deck because it fell out and now it just came out again. So I think grief is important to look at here because part of what can be difficult is letting go of old ways of being. And we can actually really grieve that. There can be grief around that. But it's really very often once we grieve a part of our personality that has become not beneficial to us anymore, that we really let go of that and we claim back that piece of ourselves and let it be shaped into something else. So again, that part that has always been very, feeling successful or good because of hard work and achieving something. Well, what if we are not afraid that not achieving something will damage us? What if we feel that we're just suddenly allowed to enjoy life? What if? oh my goodness, that whole part of our personality that has been dedicated to work, work, work can feel threatened, right? And it can be kind of sad to let go of that identification when it's felt very positive. But if you look underneath it, sometimes the need to work, work, work has come from a feeling that if we don't, we're not enough. We may, stay in bed and never get out of bed, because Taurus can be kind of hedonistic. We might lose all control in our lives. It might become chaos if we don't do this. Can you take a chance on trusting that, knowing that you've got grace and quantum leap of faith? Can you take a chance on letting go of the things that kept you on, I don't want to say a hamster wheel, because I think it was, for most people, it's not quite that repetitive or quite that mundane, but that has kept you on that moving sidewalk of work and working, okay? I'm going to leave you with that, Taurus. One last thing for those of you who stuck in for the whole reading. Imagination, play, dream in Technicolor, okay? Take a chance on imagining, because you are creating and you have the capacity to create. So grab your coat and grab your hat, leave your worries on the doorstep, direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. And even if you don't know where that is, even if you don't know what would delight you, can you open yourself up to the possibility that the universe wants to delight you, and say yes? And keep reminding yourself of that. Okay, Taurus? Take care. Oh, this is for the week of next week, whatever that is. It is for the week of the 9th, okay, of June. Take care.